All right, so the next one they show you is the case statement. Case is very similar to if, and in fact, Python doesn't have a case statement because Python incorporates an else if statement, which I'll show you how it works, but it gives you a good enough idea of how a case statement would work. So I'm going to give you I just need the difficult, a case statement basically is very similar to an if statement. But as you program more, you'll understand when a case statement is more useful. And this is let's create something that would be a good use case. So I'm going to create a little application that asks the user which animal they would like to know about, and they type an animal in, and then we tell them what class that animal is. And what I mean by class is like if it's cat, then it's a mammal. Okay. So don't expect me to know these things. I'm not a biologist, but let's just try and make a very simple version. Okay, so first let's declare a variable called animal. And then we're going to use that same input function as before, and we're just going to say enter an animal. We keep it simple for now. Okay, so then what we can do is we can check if animal and 2 plus sign. So this makes it equal to something, and this checks if it is equal to something. So if animal is equal to cat, let's just say. Now you might want to capitalize this first letter. I know it might irritate you, but there's a reason why you mustn't, and we can talk about it, but it's really a programming thing and not a pseudocode thing, so it's not that important, but just because we're doing it that way. Okay, so if animal equals cat, then we're just going to print cats are mammals. Okay, so then we can do, this is going to start making more sense now. We can do an else if. So now we can do another check. Else if animal is equal to, let's do a dog. And well, dog's also mammals, so that's an easy one. And indent it properly, obviously. Dogs are mammals. Okay, let's do another one. So this is where else if is really useful, is you can just carry on going and going. Like this list could go as long as you wanted. Let's just do, I don't know, worm. And print worms are insects. And then, okay, so then what you can do is your else, which is like if none of those are true. And that's why you don't have a condition by else, because you don't need to check. See, over here, we're doing a check on every single one. But by the time it gets to the else, no check needs to be done. And else is just going to run. And we're just going to say, we don't have that animal on file. All right. Okay, so let's try that. So enter an animal. I'll try a cat. Cats are mammals. Thanks. Let's try it again. Dog. Dogs are mammals. Cool. Worm. Worms are insects. Or bird. I mean, sorry. That's silly. Bird wouldn't work because a bird is a bird. Dove. And we don't have that animal on file. Okay, so now that I've showed you that, all right, so you got an if. So the first if will always run. It will always run from the top to the bottom until it hits one that's true, then it stops. It won't carry on running the rest of them, okay? So if it, like when I type cat, it checked this one, this was true, it printed that, and this code never gets run. Otherwise, it checks if cat is true. If that isn't true, let's say when we type dog, then it checks the next one. And if that is true, then it jumps out of here. But it carries on doing those checks until nothing runs, and then it has to say something. All right, and so if I just show you how the case statement looked, it might make more sense now. All right, so this is the case of what grade. We could have done an input that said, what is your grade, right? And you enter A, B, or C. And then we can do a check, the if on there. But a case does the same thing. So the case of grade, if it's you just type the condition here. If it was an A, output something. If it was a B, output something. And then this is the same as the else at the end. Otherwise, okay, we called it an otherwise in a case statement. In pseudocode specifically. Otherwise, do this. So any other value besides A, B, or C will print this. Doesn't matter what it is. And you need the end case in a case statement. All right, okay. Thank you. See you in the next video.